QBs behind Aaron Rodgers at 2 and Patrick Mahomes at 1. Tom Brady found himself just outside of the top 5 at number 6 due to his poor performance under pressure this season. So, Shannon, where would Brady be on your list?
Well, I believe, Skip, I would flip him with Lamar. I would put him at 5 for the simple fact I believe he's a better passer than 5. But all these other guys can do something that Brady can't do. They can make plays with their legs. You look at Mahomes, you look at Rodgers, you look at Wilson, you look at Josh Allen. And although Lamar Jackson can make more plays with his legs than all of them, he's not comparable when it comes to throwing the football. So that would be the only one that I would flip, Skip. I would put Brady at 5. I would put Lamar Jackson at 6. Also, they mentioned pressure. But if you go back to his last 2 playoff games, Skip, he did not play well. He did not play well in the Super Bowl. They won. But he did not play well. He also didn't play well his last playoff game in New England. He should have had 2 pick sixes because Logan Ryan should have got him right before the half, and he dropped that one, but he held on to the other one.
Then Logan Ryan got Dak Prescott.
He got literally got Dak Prescott. So that's the only problem that I have, Skip. They're not far off, but I would put him in the top 5, given that he is an all-time great passer. He's an all-time great playoff performer, although his last 2 playoff games are not really indicative of how well he can play in the playoffs and his inability to make plays with his legs. I would put him at 5. But 6, I think is one lower than what I would put him at.
Okay, that is noble on your part. You've actually given Tom Brady 5th ranking in value of which quarterback would you want quarterbacking in your first playoff game. That's the whole point of this.
I didn't know what that is. They said ESPN ranked 40th playoff starting quarterback. Brady was 6. Okay. Where would Brady be on my list? I put him at 5th.
Okay. So I'm going to back down this list as you started to do. So Tom Brady 6, as you said, at 5. I love Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
I picked Lamar and company to win this year's Super Bowl, and I'm going to stick with it. But I can't help this. I can't undo history. He's played 2 playoff games that were scary bad.
Right.
Okay? I hope he rights the wrong this year.
Right.
But he hasn't yet.
Right.
And he's still a very young quarterback. What do I know about Josh Allen? Well, you're driving his bandwagon now.
Yep.
I saw him play 1 playoff game last year, and he lost it in overtime. They had a lead that they should have held on to, and he was not very good down the stretch, and they ended up losing to that guy.
But Deshaun made a play.
He made a play. He made a play with legs and arms.
Yes.
And they lost 22-19 in overtime, and Josh Allen was hit and miss in that game, but late he was mostly missed, had a QBR of 43, scale 0 to 100. And you've seen better games from Josh Allen than that one. So that's his 1 playoff resume game. He's 0-1.
Right.
So really, you would take him right now over Tom Brady. I mean, in what world would you take him over a guy who's won 6 out of 9 Super Bowls and is 30-11?
Let me ask you a question. Tom Brady's last playoff game, did he play better or worse than Josh Allen?
I'd say it was about the same.
Okay, then, so I'm taking the young guy.
It was about the same, and you say he didn't play well in the Super Bowl. All I know is he won the game.
He did,
a low-scoring game with another fourth-quarter game-winning drive.
But look at his. But you said look at his QBR, look at his completion percentage.
I got it. But Wade Phillips has always been a nemesis for him, and we all know the Rams are loaded on defense. And you always tell me it starts with Aaron Donald, and so he was up against not only those guys, but a Wade Phillips who you played for, know very well, and I know him very well. Wade Phillips has always sort of had Tom's number. I don't know how or why, but he just does. So it took Tom a long time to figure it out. But he solved the puzzle in the 4th quarter, and he went 5 for 5 on that game-winning drive, and he hit his man Gronk with that big 29-yard throw down to the 2-yard line that won the game.
But if I'm not mistaken, he had less than 200 yards passing, an interception, no touchdowns.
Well, was it not a defensive struggle on both sides?
But nothing should bother him. He's unflappable. He's the GOAT.
Okay, he is the GOAT.
Okay.
And he's won 6 Super Bowls with 6 game-winning drives in the 4th quarter overtime. That's impossibly great. Who's more clutch than this guy? Who do you? And again, he shows you this year, to me, that he's 43 going on 23. And who has been hotter in December? Well, you even admitted just a few minutes ago, nobody's been hotter, albeit against shaky competition. I got you. But he lit that competition up.
But Skip, Josh Allen been on fire too the last month.
He has been. But just me, if I got my life bet on one game, I'm taking Brady right now at 43 over Josh Allen at whatever. What is he, like 25 or 6, whatever he is?
If he's that old, yeah.
Okay, I'm taking him.
Okay.
I'm still taking Tom Brady. So he's 4th. Then we go down to third, Russell Wilson. That's a coin flip for me because Russell Wilson is decorated in the postseason.
He's unbelievable.
I trust him in the postseason. So that would be a hard call for me. Maybe just because Russell's a little younger, okay, I'll take him. And they do have a home game while Brady has to play at Washington. And then we come down to Aaron Rodgers. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All I know is when Aaron Rodgers played at Brady this year, the last 3 quarters after he threw nearly 2 straight pick sixes, he folded like a lawn chair at a Tampa retirement community. It was something to behold. He fell completely apart. He lost his confidence. He lost his way, and they scored 0 points the last 3 quarters of that game as they got routed by Tampa Bay. Right? Okay, so Aaron's always said, just once, I want home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Be careful what you wish for because you got it in a pandemic year in which there are very few fans. There'll be a few. I don't know what
might be a couple hundred.
It looks like about a couple hundred. And they try to turn up the volume on all the songs and the noise.
They might better give each person in their microphone so they can yell and scream into the microphone.
Well, again, Brady's path now to the Super Bowl looks like it would have to be at Washington, then at Aaron Rodgers, and then maybe at Drew Brees if they got that far. But do you think Brady's afraid of Aaron on the frozen tundra? No. What did Brady do against Patrick Mahomes the first time they met in a playoff game, obviously in Kansas City? It was freezing, windy, cold. Remember that? And all he did is convert 3 straight 3rd and 10s into overtime to play keep away from Patrick and keep him off the field. And he goes boom, boom, boom right down the field and scored a touchdown, game over. Well, do you think cold wind, do you think the frozen tundra will intimidate Tom Brady? I don't think so. Maybe some of his teammates.
But right now, do you believe Tom Brady's played equal to Aaron Rodgers?
All I know is Aaron Rodgers is 6-7 in the postseason since that one wild card run to Super Bowl 10 years ago.
I think when they did this ranking, Skip, they're not talking about all those Super Bowls. You told me that don't have anything to do with right now. That's what you told me.
Well, no, it adds into it. It's part and parcel of why you would choose somebody. You say, how about experience? Experience counts right now.
They say right now. So Aaron Rodgers doesn't have experience in the playoffs?
He's played a lot of playoff games, but he's played a lot of bad ones too.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him was at San Francisco. He turned it over 3 times. He threw 2 picks and lost to fumble. Had a QBR of 23.
Didn't I see your guy turn it over too? Last time I saw him.
Okay, but I'm just saying, let's not just overreact to say, oh yeah, give me Aaron Rodgers.
But one guy got to the championship game. Your guy went out at home in the divisional.
He did, and he had no defense, and he had absolutely no supporting cast on offense, as Cam Newton will tell you right now.
Hold on, Skip. What you mean he didn't have any defense? They
fell apart at the end of the year.
No, not against the Titans.
Okay.
The Titans, they held them down.
Okay, well,
Brady didn't give him but 13.
Coming apart.
Brady didn't give him but 13.
Okay,
that's
remember,
all they got.
They wouldn't have been playing that first game. They would have had 2 weeks off. They would have had a bye if Belichick's defense hadn't spit the bit against Fitzmagic at Foxborough in that final regular season game.
He threw a pick six. I mean, he was throwing pick six left and right. I mean, last couple of weeks of the season. In the playoff, he started this season with a pick six, and then go on to the number one. Go on and get to my homeboy.
Speaking of throwing interceptions, what did we find out yesterday from Pro Football Focus? Well, they said we ranked Tom Brady 2 spots above Patrick Mahomes. We got Brady 2nd overall for the year versus Mahomes 4th overall for the year because of turnover-worthy throws. Brady had the fewest in the league this year at age 43. Who knew? And Patrick Mahomes was way down the list and had only 6 interceptions because Pro Football Focus concluded he was very lucky in the turnover department. He threw a bunch that should have been picked that were not caught by the defense.
Pro Football Focus basically just said, Skip, it's like me to my financial advisor telling me, you know what, I made some money-making investments. How much money did we make? Well, Shannon, we lost a couple of $100,000. What do you mean? I just need for you to tell me, did we make money or did we not? Did you turn the ball over or did you not? I don't want to hear about no turnover-worthy plays. I don't want to hear about no money-making investments if they didn't make me money. So did they make money?
Tape and